Welcome to a Matter of Mindset podcast. I'm your host, Joseph Carpe Diem, putting in work from the AM to the PM. And I got a special guest, returning guest. Let me add that. Good friend, Ronin. How you doing?
Yes, brother. Yes. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, man. How's life treating you?
Bro, life is wonderful.
Sick, man. Sick.
Life is wonderful, man. I cannot complain. How about yourself? How's life?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Like, I've just been working. Obviously, I've been thinking about how I can improve the podcast, how I can just make it better. So I thought, let me think of a theme or themes to have the podcast.
What do you mean by make it better? Like, what are you thinking?
So to give it a theme, so when people come onto the podcast, they know what to expect. Not to expect, but the sort of conversation of what they're going to be centered around. So I thought of an acronym called HILL, as in HILL. Healing, inspiring, listening, and learning.
Healing, inspiring, listening, and learning. Okay, calm. Why hill? Is anything any symbolism with have it an actual hill as well?
Nah, you know what? 'Cause I just felt people say that how everyone you need healing, and it's everyone actually needs healing. So I said, you know what, my podcast could be a space where I wouldn't say healing is done, but the process of healing it can be initiated from conversations that we have here.
I think it's actually a sick acronym, bro. Because even metaphorically, when you think of a hill, it's peaks and valleys, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you said, repeat it for me, healing,
inspiring,
listening,
and
learning, all these things, bro. It's not one straight journey, man. It's ups and downs, isn't it? Ups and downs. So hill is it's literally perfect. It's perfect.
I didn't even think about that.
Metaphorically, it makes sense, man. It's actually perfect.
Yeah. So, which theme do you think is the most important for you out of the four?
Healing, inspiring, listening, and leading.
Learning,
sorry. It's a package deal.
If you had to pick one, though,
I wouldn't.
This guy, man.
No, listen, hear me out. I wouldn't, man. I believe in balance again. I believe in balance, bro. I believe in balance. I hate anything in extremes. I hate extremes, bro. So, not to say that you necessarily need an equal balance of all things, but everything needs to be in its right place, innit? Nothing before its time. There's a right time and place for everything. So, yeah, sorry to disappoint by not answering the question, but I also answered the question, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah. It's cool. I was going to ask you, if you could give one sentence about how to live life, what would it be?
If I could give one sentence about how to live life, go with love in your heart.
Elaborate on that. Why?
Go with love in your heart, because love is everything. Love really is everything. It's actually, I'm so grateful, man. And I'm saying this coming from, because I've been in a place in life where hate, jealousy, envy, anger were such prominent emotions for me at one point in life. And that brings nothing but suffering, man. That actually brings nothing but suffering, man.
I hear you.
When you go with love in your heart and you start to realize that love is the only thing that's real in this world, man. And love is healing, bro. It's actually healing, man. Love for yourself and love for others. And actually, even though I say love for yourself and love for others, it's one and the same thing. Loving yourself is loving others, and loving others is loving yourself. Because when you love yourself, you do right by yourself. By doing right by yourself, you cultivate the necessary, the right character. You become a productive and good person in society, bro. That does well unto others.
Yeah.
When you love others, that's loving yourself. Because by loving others selflessly, that means that, you know what, your cup is so full, you just have love to overflow in it. Loving others is loving yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say go with love in your heart. That's one way. That's my number one way, I'd say, to live life.
That's sick, man. That's sick.
Because at the end of the day, bro, so many people are suffering out here, bro. So many people are actually suffering. People are hurting. Even through this pandemic, look at what the world's going through right now. We just opened up. Do you know how many people were actually suffering with things like depression during lockdown? As if to say cases of depression wasn't on the rise anyway, like in our generation. Through lockdown, people are suffering nowadays. Some people have lost their jobs. They're unclear or unsure about their future. There's no certainty for many people. But yeah, this is the choice we all have to make, man. It's like, do I really want to suffer? Do I really want to live with this pain? And the only cure is love, bro. Literally, when you start looking at the world through a different lens, because perception is creation, bro. Perception is creation. You get me? Like, the way you see the world, the way your mind is, your viewpoints, your viewpoints of the world, your lens in which you see the world becomes your reality. You know this, bro. Perception is creation, bro.
Yeah, thoughts become things.
Thoughts become things. Like, whether, I'm not even gonna put positive or negative on it. Like, at the end of the day, like, the thought is the thought. Like, and you're the one who attaches stories to it. So for real, yeah, your perception is reality, bro. So sometimes it literally just takes a shift in perception. Everything in life is simple, bro. Honestly, I've started to realize everything in life is simple. It's not necessarily easy, but it's simple. Like, okay, I'm seeing shit everywhere in my life. Okay, change your perception. Look at the world differently. You get me? It literally just takes that, a shift in perspective. Again, simple, not necessarily easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think people do conflate easy and simple, and they're not the same.
It's not the same thing, but people also get the simple part mixed up because we overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
But it's simple. It really is simple.
Yeah, speaking of overcomplicating things, you said something on the last episode that we done on attachments called Suffering about relationships being simple, in your view. I'm going to play the clip so people can get the statement in full context, and you can expand on it.
In a culture where we all have everything has to be complicated, even down to relationships. People say relationships are hard. No, they're not. No, they're not. Elaborate on that. They're not. Okay, I used to feel like that, but I don't believe relationships are meant to be hard right now. Because right now, for me, I'm single, and I've been that way for a few years, like by choice. Because I realized to myself, like, relationships don't have to be hard like that. Like, if you're in my life and you're not bringing anything to the table, and you're just bringing nothing but stress and drama, where I am in life right now, I don't have a need, but I will leave. And a lot of people don't leave because not only are they scared, but codependency, fam. They're lacking something within themselves. They're filling a void within themselves with this other person. You have to fall in love with yourself, brother. Learn to love yourself. And the only way you can attract what's meant for you is by letting go, bro. Relationships don't have to be hard, fam. You can attract what's right for you.
What are your thoughts on that? What would you like to expand upon?
Well, firstly, actually, before I get into it, man, because you heard what I had to say, do you have any thoughts or anything that you would like me to touch upon? Like what part? You know, sometimes you listen to certain things. It's just even like certain things just resonate with you. Like, what part were you like, yeah, let's chat about that a bit more?
I think it was the simplifying of the relationships part.
When I said relationships can be don't have to be complicated, they're simple. Yeah, man. Like, again, as human beings, man, we overcomplicate things, bro. We overcomplicate things too much, and let's just dive a tiny bit deeper and look at it from a different perspective. You asked me before, like, if I had to pick one sentence for a way to live life, I said, like, go with love in your heart, right? Yeah, literally, bro. Go with love in your heart. So, like, see, even in the realm of relationships, and whether it's romantic, intimate, friendship, family, whatever the relationship is, life is relationships. Go with love in your heart. And when you have love in your heart, it actually makes things so much more simple. Like, let me speak for myself. Like, recently, like, I've been going on a bit of a spiritual journey for the last few years. And one thing I realized is that spiritual enlightenment, brother, it's not about learning. You know what I mean? Like, people think like all these spiritual gurus or people who are spiritually enlightened, like they spent so many years learning and gaining this knowledge and this enlightenment. No, like, actually spiritual enlightenment is actually the opposite. It's nothing to do with learning. It's actually an unlearning. Really well, bro. Enlightenment is
I
actually
feel
an
you.
unlearning, bro. Like you let go of everything you thought to be true, all these concepts you had. And me personally, I realized that I walked around with so many judgments in my heart about what I think the world is, what the world should be, what it has to be. You know what I mean? Again, I say perception creates reality. So even in the realms of relationship, it's like I realized something personally about myself that I felt like I was closed off, bro. My heart chakra was blocked. I started realizing this recently. So as you know, like people might not know, I spent 4.5 months living in Korea. Yeah, so I spent the last 4.5 months living in South Korea. You know, it was a wonderful experience. It was amazing, and I met some really truly amazing people, bro. I met some truly amazing people, and I believe all things work out for good. And the people in your life are like a mirror. See the people in your life as a mirror. Like you see yourself through other people, man.
Yeah.
We're all one at the end of the day. And through certain people that I met, I realized that my heart was closed off. I wasn't open to love or receiving love. You know what I mean? My heart chakra was closed. And when I came back to the UK, I was meditating on this for a while. And I've been doing work and opening my heart chakra. And the reality came to me that love is actually healing. Like I was running away from it for so long. You know what I mean? I ran away from it for so long. And we've all had bad experiences, like, and we're all just trying to protect ourselves. It's natural. Human beings will do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure.
That's true. I agree with that. I agree with that.
We do more to run away from pain than to gain pleasure. But with love, man, with love comes forgiveness. And it's healing. So when you're in a relationship, you look past like little transgressions that you might find in your partner. Not even look past is not even the right thing to say. You recognize that everything's actually calm. Like,
Yeah. Like,
you know what I mean?
she's not
Everything's
perfect and
actually
neither
calm.
am I. Yeah.
She's not perfect and neither are you, or vice versa. He's not perfect for the female audiences and neither are you. But you know what else, bro? Like with going in with love in your heart, you find it easier to forgive. You don't become as easily triggered. You know what I mean? And not only that, like with going with love in your heart, again, it goes back to when you love yourself, you love others, you do the work on yourself, you become the right person. It's not about attracting the right person. Now make your prayer, make your thought be, let me become the right person.
I agree. I even said to some people the other day, I was saying that how you are what you attract.
You are what you attract. And you have to become what you want to attract. There's no point saying, oh, I want someone who's in shape, works out. Are you in shape? Do you work out? I want someone who's kind and patient. Well, are you kind and patient? What if your partner needs patience and kindness also? Become what you want to attract.
Yeah.
So by loving yourself and doing the work on yourself and becoming the right person, you attract what's right for you. You know what I mean? And because you've attracted what's right for you, like-minded person in your life, love becomes simple, relationship becomes simple. But that's not just one aspect of it. So that's the loving yourself part, loving others as well. Again, we talked about not seeing transgressions and talking about delving on the realm of forgiveness. Like, bro, we hurt people sometimes. It's inescapable. Sometimes we offend people. We don't even mean to. We mean to. Forgiveness is a big part of life, bro.
That forgiveness thing is proper, bro.
It's a big thing,
proper, bro.
And the thing is, I understand, like, some of you out there, you might hear, oh, just forgive people that's hurt you. I won't lie, yeah, man, forgiveness is hard. It can be hard at times. And I'm not going to say that your feelings are not real. Your feelings are absolutely real. Like, the pain you feel is real, but the story you put behind it is false.
Yeah, facts.
Let me say that your pain is real, but the story you put behind it is false. So the thing with forgiveness, bro, like, forgiveness is what I realized for me personally. Forgiveness is not saying, hey, what you did was kind of annoying, like, that kind of hurt me, but it's calm, like, whatever, I'm over it, innit? Like, man will let it go. I forgive you. That's not forgiveness. Forgiveness is recognizing that there was never even anything to forgive in the first place. And what I mean by that is, again, let me just say, forgiveness is realizing there was nothing to forgive in the first place. When you see the world through a lens of love and through innocent eyes, no one can attack me, bro. Someone can only attack an image that they think of me, an image they hold in their head. You understand? So for me to get angry at someone else's perception of me, I feed the image they have in their head. You getting angry, you reacting to other people's reaction towards you. You are literally feeding the illusion they've built in their head. The only way to combat that is with love. Like with love, like and with ignoring that, like just. The world is sick, bro. These people need help, man. They're not in their right mind. Like, would you expect an insane person to act sane? You wouldn't, would you?
Nah.
Exactly. So why would you expect someone who doesn't know any better to do better? When you know better, you do better. And a lot of things we take too personally. Like, see the world through a lens of love, man, and just realize that some people they're just not in their right mind. People are where they are. I'm starting to learn to judge less, bro. People are where they are, and you have to let people be where they are, because we're all on a spiritual journey and we all have the same lessons to learn, bro. So you can't expect a kid who's in nursery to go take a SATs test that a year 6 is supposed to do. You get me?
And pass with flying colours.
Exactly. He's got to go through nursery year 1, year 2. You get me? So it's the same thing in life, bro. People are where they are, and when you recognize that, it helps you to like judge less, bro.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, yeah, bro. That's what it is.
Nah, I feel you.
That's why I say life is simple and relationships are simple, man. People are where they are. And when you realize that, perception is reality. They have an illusion. Don't feed it, bro. Like, get me?
Yeah.
Love, man. Love is everything.
The not passing judgment is important, because what we like to do is we like to pass judgment about people to make us feel better about ourselves. So we are feeding the perception that people have of us. And as you said, everyone's on a spiritual journey. And there's a potentiality that all humans have, and there's a law of potentiality, and the law of potentiality you achieve your full potential when you practice non-judgment. And when you're always judging, you always feel as if you're better than someone. So you're inflating your own ego.
But even with judging other people, that's on you. Like, the judgments you make on other people, that shows that there's something in yourself that you judge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the way you treat people is a deeper reflection of how you feel about yourself. You understand? And I don't want people to hear this and be like, oh, yeah, easy for you to say and blah, blah, blah. I want to make something clear. Like, judgment and discernment are not the same thing. Judgment is, you're like this, you're this kind of person. Nah, that's dead. That's a bad behavior. I don't rate that. That's judgment. Discernment is, I recognize this person acts a certain way. Maybe I should be cautious of that. I don't agree. This is not a good way of being. I'm going to, keep my distance, stay clear. You have to be discerning in life. You get me? So I'm not saying, when people do, like, obviously, like, when people commit crimes, like killing, robbery, whatever, like, let me think about how I want to put this. The world is so focused on punishment. You're a bad person. They need to be punished. Rather than looking at it through the lens of love, you see that this person is sick. This person needs help. They don't know what they're doing. So, like, some people you got to kind of lock up and whatever, if that's the answer. But a topic for a different time. But do it through love. Not because you want to punish them, but because you recognize this person needs help. It's actually love. It's like disciplining a child. You don't discipline a child out of anger. You do it out of love because you're teaching them a lesson. This is not good behavior. This is not a good way of being. So when you discipline your children, you should never discipline your children in anger. You do it through love. That's even a form of love.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking, I've got a question for you. Speaking of disciplining children, if you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
You're making me think today, innit?
Bruv, listen, this is a matter of mindset, B. You have to come with your thinking cap on.
No, it's good though, man, because I've always said, like, sometimes the quality of your relationships or the quality of your life is down to the quality of the questions that you ask yourself on a consistent basis. So your question was, if there's anything about my childhood, what could I change?
Yeah, if anything you could change about the way you were raised.
I'm going to say this in twofold. Like, one, it is what it is. Like, my experiences made me here today, but at the same time, there are many things that could have been better. For example, this is out of my hands. Like, well, all of it's out of my hands. I can't change anything, but having a father in a young man's life is very important. I say that. Me and so many of us, it's gotten to the point where it's not a special story. Like, oh yeah, there was no dad around. It's just like most of my friends are in the same boat. Like, no dad around. You understand? Yo, but it has serious effects, you know? It has serious effects. And it's crazy because it's like you have to teach yourself how to be a man. There was no teacher there, you understand? Yeah. And the good thing about having mentors and teachers is that it cuts your learning time in half.
Yeah, facts.
Like, when you learn things on your own, it's trial and error, innit? You don't know what you're doing. Yeah. You have to make mistakes, get up, try again. And some people aren't built so strong. Some people break, man, go down the wrong path. You get me? Not everyone can pick themselves up after a loss and keep going.
Yeah.
You get me? And God bless mothers as well, man. God bless mothers, man. Some mothers try their best. Some mothers done a good job, you understand? But at the same time, although we respect and love mothers, man, we big them up because their job is probably one of the most important jobs ever in the whole world. But at the same time, I also believe that a woman cannot raise a man.
I agree.
Like, you do your best, but there's always going to be something missing because at the end of the day, it's all about polarity. You understand? We have masculine and feminine energy, yin and yang. And when you take away one, the vibration is off. Polarization is off. And I realized that I can admit it, like, it's fine because I've done the work on myself. My vibration was off when I look back on my life as a child. I had too much feminine energy. Too much feminine energy, bro. And it was only through, like, a lot of failures in life, bro. A lot of failed relationships, a lot of failed dreams, and a lot of inner work, a shadow work, looking less at the outside world and looking within myself and having to admit some really hard truths to myself that I realized, yeah, man was lacking masculine energy. You get me? Like, you understand? And then even when you look at our prison system, bro, in the UK and in America, a sickly, ridiculous high percentage of inmates are from single parent households.
Exactly.
Look at things like, you know, prostitution, strippers. Again, it's not my place to judge, but just look at these professions. Like, who are the ones who do this work? People who come from single parent homes. You understand? I was going to say, I got a question for you. Would you classify a single parent home as a broken home, or are they not the same thing, or is it the same thing?
I mean, if they're not together, if it's not together, it's broken. Like, I feel like when you're raising a child, you need two parents in the household. Like, it's cool if they've broken up for whatever reason and they can, like, visit and everything's all cordial. But when the masculine energy is not in the home and the child is being raised by the mum per se, as you said, the vibration is not the same. When you're a man and you walk in your masculine energy, whatever room you walk into, the energy is different. So when a child hasn't got that the masculine energy to balance the feminine, there's a imbalance.
100%, there's an imbalance, bro. You need both. You absolutely need both, and there's no one is more important than the other. You need both because at the end of the day, you need that loving aspect. You need that love. You need the nurturing.
Yeah.
The woman is made to nurture, bro. Like, your body actually feeds the child. Your body was built to feed the child. So how can you tell me the woman is not the natural nurturer in life? Your body is literally built to feed the baby, you know what I mean? Like, you breastfeed and that, like, you are the natural nurturer, like, you are nutrition for this baby. So we need that loving, nurturing, caring aspect, but also we need the discipline. You need that strong hand, like, you need that, man. Otherwise you grow too soft. But if you're only in the masculine, sometimes you can become too hard. And again, like I said at the beginning of this episode, I don't like things in extreme, brother. It's all about balance. You need balance. Neither too soft, neither too hard, neither too good, too bad. Like, everything is balance. And I say good or bad, it's not really good or bad, but even then, sometimes, like, man can't all be all love, happy. Like, sometimes aggression is necessary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If someone breaks into your house, you have to meet that situation. You understand? Fearlessly. You get me? Like, life is a dichotomy.
No, I agree.
So yeah, to go back to answer your question, having a father, but I don't regret it, because although it may have taken me longer to learn certain lessons that other people who grew up in a full unit may have learned quicker, your boy learned them, innit? And that's life, innit, man? It's all a journey. People are where they're at. We're at you have to go at your pace.
No, I totally agree. Totally agree. Obviously, the last time you came on the podcast, we spoke about you wanting to learn language, you learning languages and walking in learning languages.
Yes.
You just came back from Korea.
Yeah.
Tell us about how that went. What did you learn? How did it affect your mindset?
안녕하세요. 저는 쇼입니다. 한국어를 공부하고 싶어요. I probably said that one wrong, but yeah. 공부하고 싶어요. Yeah, that's the one. 왜냐면 한국에 사고 싶어요. Yeah. Basically, so man, I'm still learning it. I'm new to this Korean thing, but I'm getting there. So basically, I just said hello. My name is Shamari. I want to learn Korean because I want to go live in Korea one day.
That's dope.
I'm still getting there, man. It's gonna take way more practice, man. But yeah, it's been about 3 months of Korean for me. But yeah, I'm getting there, and I will get it. Yeah,
that's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
How did Korea affect your mindset and your outlook on life?
Bro,
I haven't even had a chance to ask you. This is me the first time asking.
Word. It actually is, man. I called you a couple of times when I was in Korea as well, bro.
Yeah.
Traveling is an education, man. Traveling is such an education, man. I cannot recommend anything more. Guys, travel. Get out there, see the world. There is so much to see, so much to experience. It's so interesting for me going over to places like this in the world. Korea, and for those who don't know, before living in Korea, I lived in China before that. This part of the world is such a homogenous society. You know what I mean? Like, it's just Korean people. Yeah. It's not like London or America.
It's not multicultural.
It's not multicultural. You see diversity in that. So, like, when I go outside, like, you stick out.
Yeah.
So I go out and it's just like a sea of Asian faces, bro. It's a trip, like, you get me? And you don't hear no English. All you're hearing is just Korean, or just hearing Chinese, but in this case, Korean. And it's such a trip, man. But it's so cool at the same time. It's like, raw, like I'm in a whole nother world. But Korean people are really friendly people, you know. They're really friendly people, man. The Chinese are more bold. I'll put it that way. Like, they're not afraid to say their mind.
Yeah.
Like, boy, I want you know, let me keep it 100, but bro, in China, like, people just come up to you, it's in your face, just staring at you, like, ooh. But it gets as deep. Some people might just whip out their phone and just start filming you, like, it's mad. Yeah, bro, it gets mad like that, mad stuff. Like, certain times I've had to knock a man's phone out his hand. I'm like, bro, you didn't even ask, like, you mad? By some exhibition, like. But in Korea, you don't really get that. Like, I still love China, but it's sick. But yeah, in Korea, you don't get that, man. People are more aware, more cautious, more mannerable. They're very cautious of their manners. And even if you catch someone looking at you, the way they just look away straight away, almost embarrassed to have been caught of looking at you. But yeah, I had some sick training over there, bro.
Oh, jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu, and it was mainly all jiu-jitsu, but my last couple of weeks I found an MMA gym. I was doing some Muay Thai over there as well. And what was so amazing, man, is just so humbling. Like, when in Korea, I realized it's not all about how good you are. Like, you can come in, like, even if your skill level is just up there, they want to see humility first. In the gyms in Korea, they don't give a shit about how good you are. What they do, but that comes later. First things first is, are you a kind person? Are you a kind soul? I remember the first time I stepped into the MMA gym. Shout out Sabi's gym. I don't know if they're even gonna watch this or even will understand this whole thing, but if you do, big up Sabi's gym. I remember the first kickboxing class I did there. It came to sparring. We was gonna spar afterwards. And the coach come over to me. He's like, "Oh, sure, we take it easy. Like, it's just calm, And I was just like laughing to myself because obviously they don't know me. They don't know my character. But I was thinking, man, I'm not like that anyway, man. Like, you look after your training partners, man. Save the madness for the actual fight, innit?
Yeah.
So, man, done it. Took care of them. It was a great session. And then they start seeing that I'm just a cool dude, man. And then after that, bro, they were just so welcoming, man. They just welcomed me in the gym. And like, yeah, man, it was just such an amazing experience. So yeah, there's that aspect of it. Like, is the humility in Korean gyms. Yeah, that really stuck out to me. The humbleness of them. Yeah, such humble people, really disciplined, really dedicated to their craft. When you see discipline, like the same people show up day after day just to train. It was amazing, man. Yeah, if you want to see humility, go to Korea.
Wow, that's dope. That's dope.
Also, my relationships with people as well, man. Like, you start realizing we're all one, bro. Like, people are people. Like, black, white, Korean, different languages, all these things. Like, we think about to make separation, like cultures, things like that. You realize we're all the same, man. At the end of the day, at our core, we all want the same things. We just want to live well. Be happy, have a good life, look after people, look after your family and your loved ones. You realize we're the same.
Yeah.
Like, again, that shows you why judgment is so stupid. It's so unnecessary. When you look at the world, bro, you literally, like, you're seeing yourself. You're seeing yourself, and we all come from the same source, bro, the same creator, bro. When I look at you, bro, I see God, Joe.
Come on.
When I look at you, I see God, fam. When I look at everyone around me, bro, you see creation. Like, you see the universe. We're all the same, bro. Korea showed me that. And it's so ironic to be in a place where I stick out, get me, where I'm reminded that I don't want to say don't belong there because I was made to feel welcome, but just a place where I stick out in it. Like, you see it, like, with people staring at you, walk in, and it's not all rude. It's just like, oh, foreigner, and he's black. And then on top of that, like, I'm not American because over there you got all the army bases.
Okay.
Yeah, so more time they see you, you're either African or American. More time they think I'm American until they hear me speak. They're like, oh, wow, you're British. Like, wow. But yeah, man, being in Korea showed me separation is stupid. It's a thing of the ego.
Yeah. I was even thinking that as well. I'm like, you know what? Like we're having conversations about all our differences. Why can't we talk about our similarities? Like, we're similar in a lot of ways. But when you highlight on the negative or the differences, you don't focus on the similarities. And the similarities are what bring us together. If we always talk about how me and you are different, it's always going to naturally create that separation.
That's the ego, bro.
Yeah, facts.
The ego promotes separation. You understand? Because you see It's about how I feel, what I want to do, my dreams, I. You become a me monster. That is the ego, bro. You understand? But, even down to scripture, and whether you read the Bible, the Quran, whatever, that's not the point in it. But even in scripture, God said, let us make man in our image and in our likeness. You understand? So it's oneness, bro. It's all about oneness and unity. You know what I mean? The ego is separation. It's about I. And when you start to realize, when you start peeling away your layers and the ego slowly starts dying, you start having an ego death, you realize it's all about oneness, bro. We're all the same. We all come from the same source. You know what I mean? Understand? And it's so ironic, like, I'm quoting scriptures and Bible, but it wasn't until I stopped identifying myself as a Christian. I'm not a Christian, bro. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Jew. It's only when I stopped identifying myself as a Christian that, like, the Bible started having a real impact on me. Like, it started making more sense. Like, how ironic is that? You understand? It started making more sense. Like, bro, Jesus' teachings are sick, bro. Jesus is a sick man, like, and I mean that in a good way, sorry. I just got how that sounded.
Hey, yo, Jesus, you're sick.
You're sick, you know. COVID.
Hey.
I'm joking. No. Certain aunties, man, he's blaspheming.
Hey, allow it. No, but I hear you. Like, obviously, we grew up, we went Catholic school and all that. Yeah. I can't lie to you. I barely read the Bible.
Word, bro.
Like, I didn't care to read it. But now that I'm a man, like, I read the Bible, like, throughout not from the lens of a Catholic. I'll just read it like objectively, and it's just like, yo, like you're saying some stuff here, you know. Like you're saying some proper stuff.
Bro, there's life in there, bro. It's actually life, man. Like, and it's so pragmatic as well. It's so pragmatic. You know what I find interesting? Where some people are like, oh, but that was them times. It was written in them times, and like we live in nowadays. It doesn't apply. And no, it does. Like, you have to understand, like, when it comes to the realm of language, okay, they could only use the language of that time. You understand? Like, thou wilt this, all of that. Like, that's just the language they used of their time. Don't pay too much attention to that. Let's dive a bit deeper. And the messages actually still very much apply to this day. Like, for me, like, the story of Jesus is actually an autobiography, bro. It's your autobiography. It's everybody. This is what I'm saying. Like, when I see you, I see God, bruv. We are all the same. We are all one. We come from the same source. When Jesus said he's the Son of God, bro, he's talking about you as well, bro. It's not just Jesus, the body, the man who's the Son of God. Like, we need to separate. People worship Jesus, the person. Yeah, Jesus, the person existed. We know that as fact. Like, the records are there. But beyond seeing Jesus, the man, the person, let's look at the Christ. And the Christ is the consciousness. It's the way of being. You understand? I see Christ in you. It's a way of being. It's the consciousness. That's why they call it Christ consciousness. So Jesus' message, he came, and where the Pharisees, like, and traditional Jews, like, you have traditional Christians and that, they just preach a message of punishment, like, follow the scriptures and you'll be punished, where they teach an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But then Jesus came and was like, yeah, but you know what? Like, I'm here to tell you about love.
Yeah, treat others how you would like to be treated.
Treat others how you want to be treated. It's all about love. Jesus' whole thing was all about love. And then you realize, like, let he without sin cast the first stone. You get me? Judgment is pointless, bro. Like, you suffer ultimately as well. You get me? Jesus said came to save you, bro. Literally, his teaching saved, because it saves you. And what does it save you for? From not like hell and all these things that people tell you. Yeah, but bro, hell is in your mind. Heaven and hell is on earth right here, bro. Heaven and hell is here.
I might have to call you Pastor Shamari because you're preaching today still.
Bro, no, bro, it's real. Heaven and hell is in your mind, bro. When your mind is sick, again, perception creates reality. If your perception is in such a negative place, your mindset's in a negative place, all you see is suffering and everything that's wrong in your life. You're in hell, bro. You're suffering. You understand? But when you just live in peace and in love, like, and you're free, it's freedom, bro. That's heaven. You start seeing what's good in this world. You start seeing what's possible. You start looking at life's, your goals and your dreams. You start working on them. You free yourself up to explore different avenues of life you may not have explored before. Well, so yeah, love, bro.
No, I totally agree. Can I ask, what's the most important thing to you in life?
What's the most important thing to me in life?
I'll answer it before you answer if you want me to. I just thought about it.
Well, clearly, yeah, you have it. Go ahead, man.
The most important thing to me now is legacy, bro.
Why do you say that?
Like, I'm thinking about the future, the people I can impact in a positive way. That's all I'm thinking about right now. I'm not thinking about me per se. As you said, I'm Jesus. Jesus works through me. I am God. So I'm just doing his work.
Okay, I understand now.
We're here to serve.
The word legacy kind of put me off. So I was thinking, hold on, but isn't that about you though? It's your legacy.
No, okay. But my legacy is not about me. That's the thing. Legacy is not about you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to impact. I'm not trying to, because be as if I'm impacting people, and I aim to do that for my children and future generations. So I'm just the vessel that's being worked through. That's all. That's the most important thing to me right now.
Word, bro. I agree with you totally. Like, now that you say that, I'm almost inclined to agree. Like, but I'll say it a little different. When you say, what's the most important thing to you? It's to live righteously, bro. It's to live righteously, bro. Because everyone you come in contact with, people should say a kind word about you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know Joe. He's such and such. He's this and that. Like, people knowing you should be like, should be like a cool breeze, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People knowing you should be like a cool breeze. Like when people come in contact with you, their life should be better for knowing you. You know what I mean? And all of us, again, just don't care about your feelings or religious beliefs. I'm not a religious man, but all of us are just expressions of the Most High, of the infinite creator. Like the creator, like that's the whole purpose of the universe. I realize we are just a vessel, like you said, we're a vessel for what? Like for the creator to express itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when they say like, whether you want to call it God, Buddha, Allah, universe, whatever, when they say God is infinite, you know what I mean? When they say God is infinite. So I was thinking about this and I want your thoughts about this. If they say God is infinite, then for me, it's like, okay, I'm going to tell you where I got this idea from, but this idea was posed to me and I started thinking about it a lot. If God is infinite, that means there was no other being to explain to God what God is like. So therefore, the creator has to do this job on its own. This is where we have creation. Creation is for God to express itself, to know itself. So when they say God just spoke and the world came into being, that's true, but it's also not true, because it's funny, like, let me quickly digress. When people say, oh, I don't believe in God, I believe in evolution. Well, that's a nonsense statement, because they're one and the same.
Yeah.
It's one and the same, because creation never stops, bro.
Yeah.
Creation never stops, bro. And you can look at it on a minute level. There's, even in the human realm, we're always innovating, we're always creating.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in the universe, bro. Stars collapsing on themselves, stars are born. You know what I mean? The creation is always going, bro. You cannot say you believe in God or evolution. They're one in the same.
It's funny hearing you talk about this, because all these things that you're saying were revelations to me that I've just been having over the past few weeks, months, all this time that I've been recording. I'm like, you know what? I'm actually always creating. Like whenever I meet someone new, I leave a spiritual imprint on them. I'm creating something. Like you're always your life is always about creating. Always. You're always creating.
Your thoughts are creations, bro. That's why you need to be careful of the thoughts you have. Whether they're good, bad, negative, positive, whatever. Thoughts will always have creative elements. And the ones you focus on and hold on to, they are creating, bro. You understand? So you need to get a hold of that. Like, control where your mind is going. Like, what thoughts you allow, what thoughts you entertain. Again, like, it's funny, like, in the Bible, it says, there's a quote, it says, garrison your heart.
Yeah.
Garrison's like,
protect.
Like a military garrison. Yeah, man. So, like, have the armor, the sword and shield ready, bro. Garrison your heart, protect your heart. Be careful what you filter through. Because, again, perception becomes reality, bro.
Nah, I totally agree.
Bro, it's sick. Still, bro, I'm telling you, bro, it's so mad, bro. It's so weird. People may understand it, may not understand it. Again, like I said, it's only when I stopped identifying as a Christian that things started becoming so clear to me. Like, the world is beautiful, man. People are beautiful. You understand? Yeah, man. Just live in love, bro. Live in love.
Nah, I totally agree. You're a very spiritual person. Like, you're very grounded in your spirituality and how your spiritual process. Like, what's one thing you do to manage stress?
I don't ever actually even think about managing stress.
Do you not?
No. If I'm being real, bruv, I don't ever think about managing stress, bruv. Like, I can't even remember the last time I've told myself I'm stressed. That doesn't mean to say that I have such a fantastic, wonderful day every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but you remember the first time I came here, we spoke about habits.
Yeah.
You are the sum of your habits. So when you have positive habits set in place, you will find that you live largely a stress-free life. Yeah. And that's why it's not even something I would even think about, how to manage stress. The key to it is having the right habits, bro. Having the right habits. Eat well, drink plenty of water, give your body the right good nutrients, exercise your body. You must sweat, bro. Try to sweat for at least 30 minutes a day. Try to sweat for at least 30 minutes a day, minimum. Everyone's got 30 minutes. How can you tell me you don't have 30 minutes? You're lying to yourself. You got 30 minutes. Try to sweat at least 30 minutes a day. The same way you feed your body, bro, you have to feed your body, your mind, and your spirit, bro. this is what a human being is. It's not your eyes, nose. You think you're just a body. Nah, man. How can you think you're just a body? Like, the body is finite. This will decay. The spirit lives on, bro. The soul lives on. Evolution is always happening in the universe. So, bro, you have to feed all of them. You can't just feed your body. Feed your mind the correct food. Feed your spirit the correct food. I meditate every day now. Yeah, bro. I make a habit of meditation. I make a habit of eating well, and I make a habit of constantly training. But obviously, I'm a warrior, bro. Like, I'm a fighter. It's not what I do; it's who I am. But just for a normal person, even still, like, or who's not living this life, you still train your body. Sweat for 30 minutes a day, and yeah, you'll see positive changes in your life. Don't just nod your head and be like, "Oh yeah, makes sense." No, go do it. Try it. I implore you, try it and see how it impacts your life. Yeah, bro, for real.
Nah, sick. Nah, dropping some gems still. One last question, then I think we're going to wrap up still. What's something that was once important to you, but is becoming less and less relevant?
My self-image. Yeah, my self-image was so important to me, and I think it's important to many of us, whether you admit it or not, or whether you even know it or not. I don't think I knew it consciously, but growing up, I believe I cared a lot about how I was viewed and how I was seen. This is a thing of the ego. I think many people are in this boat, actually. Maybe it's natural, maybe it's not. I think a part of it is natural. Like, I think all human beings, at some point, the ego drives you to climb the social hierarchy. Everything in life is built in hierarchies, from human beings to animals. Hierarchies are everywhere, and I think it's a natural drive to, climb the social hierarchy, because it's, even when you look at primitive times, it's the alpha male with the most resources, who's stronger, better physically built, that gets most women. You know what I mean? And gets his first pick of the food. Yeah. He gets his best pick of the food. He gets his best pick of the resources. He gets his best pick of mates. You understand? So I do believe, to a certain extent, it's natural to want to climb the social hierarchy, which is the ego. But over time, bro, I started realizing the more my ego was in control, the less successful I really was. And at the end of the day, man, all that we all want is just to live well and to be happy. And sometimes, a lot of people, they say, I want this, I want that, I want this new car, I want this new job, I want this perfect partner and relationship. But the truth is, it's not really these things you want. It's the feelings that you believe it will bring you. It's not actually the things. This is deeper thinking, bro. Let's look deeper into this. It's not actually the things that you want. It's the feelings you believe it will bring you. So, yeah, man, I started to learn to kill that. When I started to learn to kill my ego, I'm still learning, bro, but it freed me up to look at life through innocent eyes, bro. Now, my prayer is to see the world through heaven's eyes. I really want to see the world through heaven's eyes and start seeing everything as innocent. Stop looking at things like, oh, life done me wrong, people done me wrong. Nah, man, I want to look at it innocently and be like, these people just don't know better. They're sick, they need help. The same way I was once sick. I didn't know better. I'm sure everyone that I've hurt in life, I didn't mean to hurt them. You know what I mean? Didn't do it on purpose. I didn't know better. I was where I was. I did not know better. I didn't know then what I know now. You understand? So yeah, bro, my self-image, man. When you let go of who you think you are and who you think you need to be for the way other people to see you, and you start looking at what's truly important to you, it's freedom, bro. It's freedom. You feel free. You feel so free. Yeah.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
no, that's important still. The self-image, the ego, you have to let that go, man.
Let that go, bro.
It's not about you. It's not actually not. It's not all about you, bro.
It's not all about you at all, bro. It's not, man. And it's a dichotomy, because at the end of the day, doesn't mean you're just gonna sit on your ass and do nothing. You understand?
No, I agree.
But on the wider, in the bigger spectrum, I believe this would resonate with everyone, and everyone understands what I'm saying. let go of yourself. I used to have a coach, bro. I used to have a coach. I'm gonna keep his name secret just for now, because but I used to have a coach I used to train with privately. Okay, sick fighter, sick martial artist, different level, bro. I've never seen anything like it, man. The things this man can do with his body, it's a dangerous man. Like, used to train with him. I've never had training like this before. Like, I'll always remember him. And like, we're training, and he used to tell me about myself, and I'm like, what's this guy on, like? And he used to say things to me like, bruv, focus, innit? Like, he's like, what you watching about? What you care about what other people watching you? He's like, bruv, you're not focused, innit? Because we used to train privately in his house. We used to go other places. Say we was in the park or in the gym. He'll say to me, he's like, yo, like, you're being stupid, like, bro, you're not training the way you train at my yard. Why? Is it because people are around? Get rid of that, bro. And I didn't realize, like, he was right. Subconsciously, like, my mind was conscious of people around me. Subconsciously, I cared about looking good, looking sick, like being a sick fighter, and that, oh, you see me, like, look how cold I am. You understand? It's true, bro. And once you let that go, like, boom, man's in the zone, bro. My level of training and my performance has skyrocketed, bro. Why? Because I'm fully locked in now, bro. Fully locked in. I don't care about who's around. I don't care about what else is going on. When man's training, man's in the zone, bro. All I see is me and the other person in front of me. All I care about is improving, being the best version I can be. And bro, your only competition is the face you see in the mirror, bro. I know we've heard this so many times, but it's real. That's your only competition, is the person you see in the mirror. Just be better than you was yesterday, man. That's all you have to do. This is how you serve yourself. This is how you serve the world. At the end of the day, there's two paths. You can choose the service to self path or the service to others path. Be good to yourself and be good to good people. Be good to yourself and be good to others. Yeah, man, because to love yourself is to love others, and to love others is to love yourself. And I'll leave it there.
Totally agree. Nah, that's sick, man. Nah, what sermon still? Appreciate that, man.
Love, bro.
Appreciate that.
I'm not even trying to come on no preachy thing. It's just real, bro. It's just truth, bro.
Yeah.
It's just truth, bro. Truth resonates with you, bro. Like, who tells you that something is true? It's a feeling. You feel it. Like, nah, yeah, bro. That rings true. Yeah, man.
Nah, I agree. Nah, I appreciate you coming, man.
Love,
this
bro.
is
Thanks
a very
for
dope
having
episode,
me.
man. Nah,
Love,
Matter
bro.
of Mindset signing out.